Hello everyone, back at it again with another video. I just launched the crawdad. I'm puttering across the lake with my little trolling motor and I go pretty slowly. So I'm trying to use this time to rig up a few lures before I get to where I want to fish. We finally have a day where it's not blowing 10 to 20. It's not exactly calm, but it's definitely fishable. So this is the first trip of the year on a bigger lake. I'm going to start out with a Bill Lewis ATV Crank in the fire truck craw. That's a great bait, by the way. Casts well, comes with good stock hardware. You can fish it right out of the package. I put a snap on the nose just to make it easier to change baits, but that's pretty much the only modification that I do. If you really wanted to, you could put on some Owner ST35 trebles. But I got a nice fish. That didn't take too long. He's pulling hard too. I still have to fix that hole in my net, but it's going to work for this. That's a nice smallmouth, a full grown one. Nice. Look at that gut on him. I don't know what he's been eating all winter, but he's been eating well. Probably filled with eggs too, to be fair. And I've only got that smallmouth by one hook on the stock trebles there. But they did their job, at least until I could get a net under them, or her. Easy release because it was just hooked with that one tine of the treble in the corner of the mouth. There she is. That's a beautiful smallmouth. I'm saying I think she'll go 4 there. I know I got the volume way down. The treble hook's caught up in my net. That's probably how it got the big holes in it before. Oh, I remember. It was that 610 largemouth that ripped the hole in the net. It was thrashing around, and some of the treble hooks got caught in the net, and she was big enough just to tear the net. Anyway, no 6-pounders for me yet this year. But I'm very happy with a 4-pound smallmouth. We'll get her on the scale and just confirm. Still pretty early in the season. The water's cool and the fish are just starting to move up. At least where I am. I'm in New Hampshire. 4.2, 4.3. We'll call it 4.2. Nice fish. Let's have another look. I could get a handful of those. I'd be happy. There she goes. Yeah, so I'm just trying to feel my way around. Like I said, it's the first trip on a bigger lake for bass this year. And I'm just trying to see if they're positioned shallow or if they're deep. I threw a chatterbait around a bunch. I caught one pickerel on that, one bass. But I did the most on this Bill Lewis ATV Crank. I just missed one there. It seemed like they were short striking a little bit. I got another one on. I think I ended up losing this one too. I did. So they're not super aggressive yet because otherwise they'd be lunchboxing the crankbait. And that just has to do with water temperature and the time of the year. But I'm using the crankbait mostly as a search bait. And if I get some fish in the boat on this first trip, that'll be great. What's this? I think that's another smallmouth. Not quite as big as the first one, but that's okay. That first one's going to be kind of hard to beat on this lake.
Okay. I'm going to get that out of you, buddy.
Let's see. Yeah, he's hooked right in the mouth. It'll be easy to get him off. At least with the pliers. There he is.
Oh yeah, he's not nearly.
Yeah, that one's probably 2, 2.5. Not nearly as big as that first one. I switched up. The wind was supposed to be blowing southwest. It switched around to northeast and east. And when that happens, I'm still going to fish the eastern side because that tends to be the warmest. But I picked up my BFS rod. And I was fishing with the color's called Oyster. It's like a off-white color with a bluish back. And I've done well before in this kind of chalky colored water with that color. But they were responding so well to the fire truck craw and not so much the white or the oyster color. So I switched it up, and as soon as I did, I started catching fish. It could be random, you never know, but that orange, reddish color seemed to be doing better than some of the others.
Not quite full grown, but we'll take them.
They always pull hard on that BFS combo. Let's get a net under that one. Oof, almost got a hook in me there. I think I'm a little rusty.
There we go.
Yeah, that reddish orange color always seems to do well for me in the spring, especially if the water's a little dirty like it is here. My pliers always seem to be on the wrong side. That's alright. Little largemouth. I don't know, 2 pounds?
1.5, 2?
1.5?
Something.
They feel much bigger on that little BFS rod. I got into a little flurry of them here too, and I'm out of the wind, and that's why I'm fishing the BFS rod instead of the bigger 1.5 crank.
What's that?
And the deal is, at least most of the time with cranking, is that you want to run into stuff. And I know it's hard to see in the video, but I banged into a rock underwater. As soon as I did, I had another little bass on. But no matter the size, that seems to be the key for me, is you want to mix up the retrieve, you know, burn, 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 pause. But I'm always going to try to bang off of something, rocks, wood. In the ATV crank, it comes through wood and rocks really well. It doesn't do so well with weeds. For weeds, you want to fish like a 6 cent swank, or Strike King has another one, the Hybrid Hunter. That comes through weeds pretty well. And I think it has to do with how they sit a little bit in the water. Oh, another one came off. To me, that just means they're not eating it real well. And another week, maybe 2 weeks, and these fish will be chomping the crankbait, and it'll be hard to unhook them, hard to get them off the hook. Let's see if I can get this one into the net. There he is. That one looked like it kind of sideswiped it. I have him in kind of the cheek there. Just like a single tine of the treble, that rear treble hooked him outside the lip, and the other hook came around and got him at the back of the gill plate. Yeah, so even the little ones, the little crank, that one's real tiny. Maybe, I don't even know if he'd go a pound. I ran into some shallower water on the other side of the lake, and I thought I'd take a few casts with Elite Evo chatterbait. Same kind of retrieve, actually. I'm reeling pretty fast, and then I pop it. I'm doing more popping than I do pausing. With the crank, I'm throwing in a lot of pauses, but if I run into some weeds, I'll try to pop it off of the weeds, pop it off of the rocks. And this largemouth ate the chatterbait at the end of the cast. So I guess he probably was following it for a while and then jumped on it right at the end. Yeah, with the chatterbait, I guess I'm doing more popping it. Even if I'm not running into stuff, I'll just give it a couple pops. Once I hit the end of the lake, it was time to turn back, and my plan was to fish the areas that I had hit before with the crank and caught a few. And I thought maybe I could pick off a few more fish. But it turned out the places I wanted to fish either had a pontoon boat camped out there or somebody in a kayak fishing, and I didn't want to crowd them or, you know, just get into their space. So this was the end of my trip. I just cruised on back to the ramp. But it was a good first trip out here, and I think it's going to get a whole lot better in another week or two, especially if the temperatures stay where they are. and they're going to be chewing the crank a lot better. I'm going to be able to get them on a fluke. I'll be able to catch them on a lot of different things. So I'm looking forward to that. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. Just like all my other videos, I'll list all the gear in the video description so you can duplicate what I was doing out here today. Hopefully have some good success wherever you're fishing around the country or around the world. I'll catch you on the next one. See ya!